Think about what makes up your personality. Did you all start to think about your friends? If so, that's normal. Your personality and your friends' personalities should mix together to create a really healthy, well-balanced, and diverse friend group. When I'm asked to describe myself, I think of my two best friends, Jamie and Maya. We have numerous names for our little trio of friend group: the Holy Trinity, Powerpuff Girls, Three Stooges, but I think the one that makes the most sense is Monica, Rachel, and Phoebe. In the hit sitcom Friends, there's a six-person friend group full of character. By name, there's Ross, Rachel, Monica, Chandler, Phoebe, and Joey. But by role, there's the sarcastic one, the ditzy one, the clean freak, who's also the host, the jokester, the hippie, and the clueless one. They each have their own blueprint to what kind of character they have, and that clear difference is shown in the opening scene of Friends.
Someone reached down my throat, grabbed my small intestine, pulled it out of my mouth, and tied it around my neck. Cookie?
Carol, move your stuff out today. Let me get you some coffee.
Thanks. No, don't. Stop cleansing my aura. Don't just leave my aura alone.
Now, although we don't see the clueless one or the ditzy one make their entrance in that scene, their character is well known later in the episode when Joey, the clueless one, suggests that Ross, who's going through a divorce, makes himself feel better with strippers, obviously horrible timing, and the ditzy one, Rachel, comes bursting through the doors of the cafe wearing a wedding dress and just looks so distressed and confused. So their roles are made pretty obvious, but we can distinguish between each character fairly easy. I mean, the sarcastic one sits next to the hippie and is like, "Stop cleansing my aura, please," and she's just like trying to help him, trying to like show her love to him, and that's the kind of character that she has. But our generation would probably call her the crystal girl, which is like shoving crystals underneath pillows and like hoping for the best or whatever. I know I believe that, but whatever. So having polar opposites in friend group like Phoebe and Ross could really help with the diversity, because obviously they have love for each other, and Ross would never want to hurt Phoebe's feelings, but she was just trying to help him and get all the negative energy out of him, and he was like, just please stop, get away from me. And that, it could be a disaster, but since they're so respectful to each other and have so much love for each other that the diversity in the friend group works, it doesn't make it seem uncomfortable or anything. Because Ross wasn't overly mad or extremely frustrated. He just put her ritual to a simple end and didn't want to have that be done to him anymore. But have you ever noticed this kind of tension happening between your friends? Like an awkward silence or someone offending the other person? There's definitely moments in friend groups where minds collide and fights break out, and that's normal and really healthy even. If there's no fights within friend groups, then no one can really grow as an individual, and the friend group is never going to be just smooth sailing. It could have bumps, and that's completely normal in life. And there's definitely moments in the show Friends where they're divided as well. Like two best friends, Monica and Rachel, they would fight about the apartment, and there's like pasta sauce thrown into purses and sweaters cut up, and at the end of the episode, they're like all best friends again. Like, it happens. Friendships have ups and downs. But a major part of the show Friends is that not only do they act like friends in the show, they truly are best friends in real life. Real life relationships happened inside and outside the show, like Monica and Rachel being best friends in real life, or Ross and Rachel actually getting together, but the most known relationship and most famous would be Monica and Chandler. And in that episode, when everyone starts to find out about the odd pairing couple, their faces kind of say it all. They're like, what is going on? This is such a weird thing to happen in our friend group. I never would have thought these two would get together. And I think that's definitely something that has to do with responsibility, or the friend group kind of feeling threatened, like, why are these two together? Is that going to cause animosity? Is that going to cause jealousy? And that's normal as well. It could have an impact on the rest of the friend group, so their shocked faces are definitely normal. But having a relationship within a friend group could be super fun. Like when Ross and Rachel get together, their relationship builds with the friend group. Everyone's so happy for them. Monica's like, yay, I have my best friend's gonna be my sister-in-law. Like, it's a good, healthy fun. It feels more connected and more comfortable. But having an outside person come to the friend group, like when Rachel introduces Paolo to the rest of the group, who's like this Italian, yeah, Megan knows, this like Italian stud who comes in, doesn't speak any English, and they're all like, who is that? And they all kind of make different faces to Ross, and they're like, what's happening? Who is that? Why is he not? He's not a part of our group, get him out of here. Like that's the kind of animosity that's happening within the friend group, as in they're like, why is this person coming into our friend group? We should have just us, just the small circle. So that could cause territory issues, super bad conflict between the friends, and honestly, everyone's going to side with Ross or Rachel and not with Paolo. So having Ross and Rachel together would add more to the friend group than having Paolo. Another huge part of a friend group is looks. Looks is a huge thing that plays a part in friends, mainly because they all don't look the same, especially Phoebe. Phoebe's known as the blonde of the group and definitely correlates her looks with her personality. Lots of mismatched patterns. Her hair is always really poofy. She has like layered necklaces on. Her characteristic as being the blonde of the group doesn't really match with the usual aesthetic of a blonde. Blondes are kind of known as like vain or not so smart, and that's just not how they portray Phoebe in the show Friends, which I think is actually healthier because she's the blonde of the group, but she's actually probably the most intelligent. But her polar opposite, Chandler, is definitely found more in blues, blacks, grays. He has a business job that like nobody knows about. Nobody really knows what he does. They're all kind of bored of him when he talks. He makes snarky remarks, which is the complete opposite of Phoebe. So whenever both their characters have a conversation or they're talking to somebody else, you kind of really see the diversity in the friend group within how they talk to people, how they act around people. You would never see Phoebe acting the same way as Chandler, which is really healthy and really good for a friendship. Having the balance of Phoebe and Chandler when it comes to looks is obviously clear, but the personality and their aesthetics definitely adds to the group and not take away from the group. There's definitely certain looks that everyone has in the group, Phoebe being the blonde, but Rachel has a very famous haircut that was really famous in the 90s and 2000s, and is even famous today. So the impact the show had on everyone else in the real world definitely showed through with different friends. I know some of my friends were like obsessed with that haircut. During COVID, that was like a thing, and I was like, I would never do that to my hair. And then I cut my hair, and I was like, wow, I should have skipped the Rachel haircut. Like Friends, the show Friends definitely correlates with how your friends act in real life. If you ever like sit down and pay attention to your friend group, you could definitely see like, oh, you're the Joey of the group. Like it's kind of cool to see how that correlates with each other. I definitely see the style thing happening in my three friends as well, Jamie and Maya. We definitely each have our own sense of style, and that shows through these pictures. So Jamie's the youngest, we call her Baby Jamie, and she's more sporty. She has usually found in like leggings and a sweatshirt. She's always at her dance studio. She's there for like over 30 hours a week. She's insane. She's super sporty. She always has Under Armour on or like Nike. And then Maya, the middle child, is usually found in jeans and like a nice top, usually like a slick back ponytail, very chic and clean and simplistic. And then me, they call me the grandma, is found usually in jeans and a crew neck or Converse and boots, depending on the weather. And I really try to always have my hair and makeup done so I look presentable because you never know what's going to happen during the day. So I always just try to look as clean as possible. But what does sense of style say about a friend group? It could say a lot. It could say who's the one that goes out and plays all these sports, who's the one that stays home and does all the artwork and stuff. Like it definitely shows your personality. Your clothes say a lot about you, and in a friend group it could say a lot about your role. Do you ever see a group of girls walking in the hallway all wearing the same exact thing and wonder, wow, they must be super close? No, they're not. They're probably all scared of each other and don't want to stick out and be different and wear different clothes from their friends because they're scared that they're going to be the one that's the outed one or the one that's getting the most attention. And that's not healthy. That's not diverse. But when you see a group of friends all wearing different outfits, you're like, wow, they must be so different. Why are they even friends? They're friends because they don't let the other person dictate how they want to dress. They dress the way they dress, and their personality has much to do with it, but it all comes together in the end. So what is the point of diversity in a friend group? The healthiest friend groups are not the ones that have the most in common, but that have the most diversity, allowing for appreciating differences throughout. A quote from Elite Daily's article written by Zoya Griffin says, "You probably get along better with one friend than the other because you guys are more similar, but still you find yourself going to the other friend in moments of need." The friends we have throughout the years and personalities we have throughout the years are certain to the roles that we have in our friend groups. You need the jokester, you need the clueless one, you need the ditzy one, the sarcastic one, and the hippie. But friendships are needed, and most friendships that are widely diverse is what makes it better. Thank you.